Malaika, my dear child, why do you look so troubled? Nenka asked, noticing the sadness in the princess's eyes. It's nothing, Nenka, Malaika replied with a forced smile. Just some silly villagers making fun of me again. Once upon a time, in the lush green lands of Cameroon, there was a small village named Bongwana. In this village lived a kind and gentle princess named Malaika. She was the daughter of King Kembe and Queen Amina, rulers of Bongwana. Malaika was known throughout the village for her compassionate heart and her love for her people. But despite her kindness, there was one thing that made her stand out: her slender frame. While the people of Bongwana valued strength and vitality, they couldn't understand why their princess remained so thin. One Sunday morning, as Malaika walked through the village square, she overheard whispers and giggles from the villagers. They pointed at her and made snide remarks about her slim figure. Malaika felt a pang of sadness in her heart, but she held her head high and continued on her way. Later that day, Malaika sought comfort from her best friend, a wise old woman named Nenka. Nenka was the village healer, and her knowledge of herbs and remedies was renowned throughout the land. Malaika, my dear child, why do you look so troubled? Nenka asked, noticing the sadness in the princess's eyes. It's nothing, Nenka, Malaika replied with a forced smile. Just some silly villagers making fun of me again. Nenka's eyes softened with understanding. She knew all too well the struggles that Malaika faced because of her appearance. Listen to me, Malaika, Nenka said, placing a comfortable hand on the princess's shoulder. You are beautiful just the way you are. Your strength lies not in your physical appearance, but in your kind heart and noble spirit. Malaika nodded, feeling a glimmer of hope return to her heart. She knew that Nenka spoke the truth, and she vowed to never let the villagers' cruel words bring her down again. But as the days passed, the taunts and jeers from the villagers only grew louder. They mocked Malaika for her slender figure, calling her names like Twiggy and Skinny Mini. Despite Nenka's words of wisdom, the princess couldn't help but feel hurt by their cruel words. One evening, during a grand feast in the village square, King Kembe announced the grand competition to find the strongest warrior in all of Bongwana. The winner would receive a handsome reward and the honor of serving as the king's personal guard. Excitement filled the air as villagers from far and wide gathered to compete in the tournament. But as Malaika watched from the sidelines, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness. She knew that no matter how hard she tried, she could never compete in such a contest. As the competition began, warriors from all corners of the kingdom showcased their strength and skill in a series of challenges. They lifted heavy weights, wrestled with ferocity, and demonstrated their prowess in combat. But despite their impressive feats, none of the warriors could match the strength and agility of a mysterious challenger who had emerged from the shadows. With each round of the competition, the challenger's skill became more apparent, until finally he stood alone as the last warrior standing. The crowd erupted into cheers as King Nkemba approached the victorious challenger to award him his prize. But as the man stepped forward to claim his prize, a gasp rippled through the crowd, for standing before them was no other than Malaika, the princess herself. The villagers stared in awe as Malaika explained how she had disguised herself as a warrior to prove her strength and worth to her people. And in that moment, as she stood tall and proud before her subjects, Malaika knew she had finally earned their respect. But just as she began to bask in the admiration of her people, a loud voice boomed from the back of the crowd. It was Chief Ekong, the village elder, and he did not look pleased. "How dare you deceive us, Malaika?" Chief Ekong shouted, his face red with anger. "You have brought shame upon our village with your deceitful ways." Malaika's heart sank as she realized the gravity of her actions. She had disobeyed her father's orders and disgraced her people in front of the entire kingdom. She bowed her head in shame, knowing that she had let everyone down. But just as Chief Ekong prepared to pass a judgment on the princess, a voice rang out from the crowd. It was Nenka, the wise old healer, and she had a determined look in her eye. "Wait," Nenka explained, pushing her way through the crowd until she stood beside Malaika. "Malaika may have deceived you, but she did so out of love for her people. She proved herself to be the strongest warrior in all of Mbongwana, not with her muscles, but with her courage and determination." The villagers murmured amongst themselves, unsure of what to make of Nenka's words. But then one by one, they began to nod in agreement, for they had witnessed firsthand the strength and bravery that Malaika possessed, and they knew that she was truly worthy of their respect. With a solemn nod, King Kemba stepped forward to address his people. "My dear subjects," he began, his voice echoing across the square. "Today we have witnessed a remarkable display of courage and determination from our beloved princess. She may not have won the competition through brute strength, but she has proven herself to be the strongest warrior of all, a warrior of the heart." The villagers erupted into cheers and applause as they hailed Malaika as the true champion. And as the sun set on the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land of Bongwana, Malaika knew that she had finally found her place among her people.